Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 17. Welcome to your destination. So yeah, it's been a marathon week with my videos here, so we're just going to get on into it. This episode was quick and painless, so we're going to be in and out because I'm tired. So it's just going to be in and out. Wasn't too much nonsense going on, but we still got some stuff to talk about. So the first couple I want to start with my favorite couple, my people, Javon and Annalyn. Now, I don't know why we don't see them that much and only one scene in this episode. Like, I don't understand, like, with them, Javon and Annalyn and Aviva and Stick, like, they don't get much airtime. But anyway, so Javon and Annalyn, remember the last time we saw them, they were just, like, recovering from that fight in the salon and everything. Apparently they made up from that. So now we've seen them on this episode. They're at an amusement park, look really fun. Riding roller coasters, playing bumper cars, winning teddy bears and prizes and stuff. Annalyn says that they have been getting along lately and stuff, and now they're preparing for their vow renewal. So they're preparing for their vow renewal. So they go to this ring shop, whatever, and to get a wedding band because remember they got married virtually, and so they don't have like rings, and Javon hasn't like gotten her ring, but he did say that he did send her some money to get her a ring, but I guess the ring made her finger green or whatever. So they went wedding band shopping, and there was the ring that Annalyn wanted, like cost like $200 something and stuff and everything, and she was ready to get it. It was nice, but he didn't have the money at the moment. So he said, like, say that we want to come back until he gets his like finances straightened out and his bank statements stuff ready and go and everything. So he says that Annalyn was really upset about that. She was just like, this is embarrassing. Why did you bring me here if you weren't going to buy nothing and stuff and everything? And so, and she's feeling like he's just not fully like into this or whatever. So I don't know, but judging by the previews that next week they are gonna have another ceremony, little party and stuff and everything. And I can't wait to see that and stuff. So we'll see how it all plays out. So yeah, that was Javon and Annalyn. Next couple I want to talk, who also had only one scene this episode, thank God, and I think it's the last we're seeing them until the tell-all, is Lisa and Daniel. Oh my goodness, I'm glad this is over. I'm so glad it's over with Lisa and Daniel. I'm so glad. Oh my goodness. So they wake up after that weird cleansing that they had last week, which I found out was not African culture. That was just something just random, ridiculous, as I predicted and everything. And it was actually a disrespect to the African community, in my opinion. So after all of that, they wake up into the hotel and they were intimate. And Lisa was just like, Daniel, you didn't do something that you promised or what I wanted. And what was that? You didn't do oral sex with me. And I'm just like, come on. Daniel was just like, you've been having, like, you let your fellow woman be with you, basically, and do, like, oral to you. I'm a man. I have my you-know-what and everything. I was cracking up. And, and Daniel's facial expressions is, like, really, really cracked me up. When he said that, I'm a man. I have my you-know-what. His face is always like, his facial expressions just killed me. So anyway, Lisa is finally packing up to go back to America. She's finally leaving Nigeria. She's talking about now, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to, like, he wants her to stay and get married. So she's just trying to figure out, like, what are we going to do? Am I going to come back to Nigeria to get married here in Nigeria? Or am I going to apply for the K1 visa and stuff and everything? And, she also said that Daniel, I can't be sending all this money that I normally send we have to start like saving up for immigration lawyers and getting the visas going and everything. And he said, okay, I'm here, I want to marry you, and I'm not here for your money. So that was pretty cool. So they take a ride out to the airport to say their goodbyes and everything. And Lisa reminisced on her time in Nigeria. She said, half the time I was here, I was fighting with Dangle and then making up for my fights. Like, yeah, and let's recap her journey. Let's start by Faith, her daughter Faith, and what she promised her daughter Faith at the beginning of the season, not getting engaged, or not getting engaged, but not getting married over there and everything. She gets engaged as soon as she lands in Nigeria. She gets the blessing from the uncle and everything. Then she had to come clean about her being still legally married, and then come clean again about she's still being legally married to a woman and everything. And then remember, on Daniel's side of the drama, there was some girl, the other American girl that he was supposed to have been talking to and everything. Then we had to then we met a king. We met a king, and then we had to apologize to uncle. And then we had that weird that weird guy from last week. It was just a whole mess with Lisa and Daniel this season, and I'm just glad it's over. So I will admit they had an emotional goodbye scene and stuff and everything. Now, if their season wasn't, if their whole season and storyline wasn't so cringy, I would have felt something in that moment, but I just didn't. I just didn't felt anything in that moment. I'm just glad it's over with Lisa and Daniel. So, so yeah, there's like 3 episodes left before the tell-all. This was the first one out of the 3. Yeah, everybody's just basically these next couple of weeks wrapping up their visits and stuff and everything. So Lisa gets on, they're kissing, Lisa and Daniel do that really awkward kiss, that really disgusting kiss that they do, like kind of disturbing. But they say their goodbyes and Lisa heads back to America. So it's finally over with that. So yeah, that was Lisa and Daniel. Next couple I want to talk is Elise and Joshua. So this was a lot more tamer than what happened last week. So remember what happened last week. Elise just flipped out at the bar and just embarrassed Joshua and his roommate Nat and everything. And Elise just acted like an arrogant American in that moment and stuff. Even though I felt like she was right in how she was feeling, she just does not know how to handle things. Someone said that, she is great in relationships. Great as a person, but not great in relationships. She just acts like a completely different psycho person when she's in a relationship. So in this episode, Joshua is actually just like drained from it all. He's talking to his roommate Chris about it, and Chris is just like, I would have been done. Now he worried, but everybody's just like, we worried about Joshua and Nat, but everybody still has to side eye on Joshua and Chris on how weird their little dynamic is or whatever. So Elise comes out, and they didn't say nothing all night, but she comes out in the morning and like deeply apologizes for her behavior. She was saying how sorry she was and stuff and everything, and like, she regrets her behavior and this and that, and just, they have plans to go to the zoo today, like and this and that. So, Joshua did forgive her, and I'm gonna say fully forgive, but he's letting it go for now, but he's keeping his eyes open. So Elise and Joshua, they go to the zoo. They see some whatever. I'm not gonna butcher the name. They go to the petting zoo, not the petting zoo. They said that they're not allowed to touch when they're at the zoo and everything. And they just had like a really nice little chill day. But now there's one other obstacle, basically. We've seen them have like another conversation that she wants to meet Joshua's son. And Joshua says that his son has moved a little farther out, but like we can video chat with them. But Elise just wants like a basically a relationship with his son too, if she's going to be dating Joshua and everything. So, and it's just one of those moments where, you know, when you have a kid and you're in a new relationship and you're not with the kid's mother or father or whatever, people are very careful who they allow to bring their kids to around and everything. So I see like Joshua's hesitations on that, but now that's a new storyline in itself with that and stuff and everything. I think he wants his son to meet Elise and everything, but if she's gonna be acting the way she acting, like he's gonna have to like be like, I'm gonna have to think about it a little bit. So yeah, but their scenes weren't as crazy as it was last week. Elise's, they were laughing and having a good time. At least they'd say that, when we're having a good time like this, I could see Joshua as my person, this, and that, and everything. So yeah. So yeah, that was Elise and Joshua. Yeah, guys, I'm just skimming through it like these. It was not like a dramatic episode or nothing, but I will. But we are getting to the dramatics now. The next couple I want to talk is Laura and Bearcon and Michael. So 2 weeks ago, Michael had told Bearcon that Laura made a move on him and everything. So now Bearcon is feeling a certain type of way. They're hanging out by the water. Bearcon's sitting by the water, and Laura comes. And Laura and Bearcon have a conversation, and Laura asks Bearcon how to have fun with Michael. And Bearcon was just like, yeah, Michael's great. He's a good guy. But it turns out you're not so good. She's like, what do you mean? He was like, well, I heard that you made a move. I know it was before I met you, but you didn't tell me you made a move on Michael. And she tried to explain, well, yeah, so one night I was drunk. Me and Michael were hanging out. This was a year and a half ago. We got drunk. We were sitting on my couch and everything, got drunk. And the next thing you know, we're on top of each other. And I tried to kiss him, but he did back away. And we never spoke of it ever again. And so Bearcon is still like irritated because Laura didn't tell him that and everything, and just Bearcon was just under the impression that Michael really loves Laura and stuff and everything. So now Bearcon is mad. He's telling Laura that he wishes that they never met and everything, and Laura's trying to explain it. He told her to shut up and stuff and everything, and Laura's like, do not tell me to shut up and everything. He's like, I wish we never met then. So he's like, okay. She was like, okay, I'll pack up my bags and get on the plane ticket. Is that how you're going to be? That's how we're going to be. So now we see Laura go to Michael's hotel room to have a conversation with Michael. And she talks to Michael and she asks Michael, what possessed you to bring up the fact that I tried to kiss you that one day? Like, how did that even be brought up and why was that necessary? And she said that, Michael said that, Bearcon was basically pressing. He was trying to he was just really adamant about to know what was going on and anything. So that's why I mentioned that. And I kept on telling him I have no feelings for you or anything. Then Laura tried to turn it around on Michael, and she was like, well, wait a minute. You did come to all the way up here, get on the plane to come all the way here to my rescue and everything. He's like, yeah, it's a little too much, but I'm looking into your best interest or whatever and everything, but I still don't have feelings for you like that. And I feel like when he said that, I feel like Laura was slightly disappointed because I'm starting to see that Laura kind of really does like Michael, and she's irritated that he doesn't like her back the same way, and that's why she's going through this with Bearcon and stuff and everything. Now, mind you, Bearcon can get all pissy all he wants, but let's not forget all his secrets with his gambling debts and his ACL injuries and stuff and everything. He's really dangerous. And I've said that throughout the whole entire season and everything. So Laura calls Bearcon, asks him, do you want to chat? And he was like, no, I need space. Don't come back to the place tonight. She was like, okay, I'll get a room. So, so yeah. So yeah, now and I brought this up last week. I don't know what's going on with Bear Khan on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and his anger issues. But I'm hearing, and I did see one thing where he's saying the N word, and like him and Steak, like got a thing now. He says him and Steak are cool, and that's his brother. But saying the N word on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, Bear Khan, you're done. You're done. And after this season, we ain't gonna. You're done. Just saying, you're done. You're done. So yeah, that was Laura and Bear Con. Next couple I want to talk is my other favorite couple, Forrest and Sheena. Now, Forrest and Sheena. Now, last week they got their groove on for the first time, and now this episode, they're continuing their little romantic getaway. They went to like a little spa place where they were wrapped up in banana leaves and everything. And they're still talking about like Forrest wanting to move to the Philippines permanently. He feels like him and Sheena, like after being intimate, like they don't want to leave each other's side. And Sheena feels that she can get him a job, and she said if it don't happen right away, she'll get a better job. She'll do everything she can to help Forrest, and that is sweet. That is really sweet, and everything. I feel like Sheena and Forrest are like the best couple of the season. They are really genuine, and the only person that's stepping in a wedge in their relationship is Forrest's mom, Molly. So after, but but Forrest is still worried to tell his mom that he wants to stay in the Philippines, and she didn't just flat out told Forrest and like, baby, it's time for you to grow up and be a man and stop worrying about what she wants to do and be under her wing all the time. And I'm like, okay, Sheena, go ahead. She told him, she's like, and she's right. It's time for Forrest to grow up and make his own decisions. Now some things you still need your parents on. I still need my mom and dad on certain things, and that's fine. But on these kind of decisions, she's right. It's time to be a man and grow up. So later, we seen Forrest and Sheena and Molly's guy Dev, and they go out to dinner, whatever it's dinner or lunch. I think it's lunch or whatever, and I guess they're getting ready. Like the real original plan, they're supposed to leave the Philippines in one day to get back to America. And so they're trying to figure out like what's going on and everything. So they meet up for lunch and everything. And Molly had asked them like give me the details of what y'all did over the weekend or whatever. And Forrest is like, yeah, well, we got a lot closer and everything, if you know what I mean. And Molly was like, did you guys have sex? And Forrest was like, you know what? Yes, we did. And surprisingly, Molly was just like, about time. About time. Like that kind of surprised me when she said about time. She said about time and everything. Okay, they got the nookie and all that. I was like, okay, a little weird, but a little weird, but hey, okay, you're supportive. You're supportive on that, but you're not supportive on anything else. Okay, I see where this is going. So after the excitement with that, and then it turns into disappointment. And Molly asks, so we are leaving tomorrow. Like, what's the plan to get Sheena to America? And Forrest just like, I kind of just want to stay here in the Philippines. And Molly's just like, are you freaking serious? And everything. And Sheena was just like, yeah, this is our decision. And Molly starts snapping at Sheena, what did you just say out your mouth and everything? And then Sheena started raising her voice to Molly. She's like, Mom, listen, I'm going to do everything I can. Like, you can keep insulting me, this, and that, and everything. But Forrest is mine, and I love him. I'm going to do everything I can for him and everything. You need to trust your son. And she was like, him, I trust. You, I don't. And then she walked away. And then Sheena's just like, I'm done with this. I'm walking away. I feel like Molly and Sheena. I give Sheena really credit for standing her ground with Molly, because they are two like I give like Sheena does not back down from Molly and everything, and neither does Molly. She doesn't back down from Sheena, and I'm proud of Sheena for like standing up for her man, even if it's to the mother-in-law. and everything. I'm proud of Stina for standing her ground and stuff and everything, because I do think at times Molly does bully Sheena a lot. Now we know Sheena has lied on a couple things. Sheena has lied on a couple things, and the Forest does need to grow up. So they both need to work on things. Neither one of them are perfect, but they do have a strong foundation. I feel like Forrest and Sheeta kind of remind me slightly of my relationship with my girlfriend. We have similar, like like their love, like because they hardly fight. They get frustrated with each other. Same in my relationship. Me and my girlfriend get frustrated with each other, but we never fight and stuff and everything. So I compare myself. I compare Forrest and Sheena to my relationship. So, but I'm proud of Sheena for standing her ground. So we'll see how the conversation ends next week. So that was Forrest and Sheena. And the last couple I want to talk, we got to talk about freaking Ricky. Oh my God, Rick. So this whole time, meeting Trisha's parents, they're really adamant about Trish having a baby. And realistically, Rick don't want kids because he's already got five, and a rumor has it that he did lose one of them years ago. Um, the uncle and the father of Trish want an answer from Rick now, and he basically say, you know what? After thinking about it, because I know this is important to you guys, yeah, sure, I'll have a baby with Trish. And now they're all happy and everything. Yeah, and then they throw a party. And Trish was like, well, what changed your mind? He's like, well, it's tradition. I see how it's important to you guys and your family and everything. And Rick told the father that, once I get back to America, I'll apply for the K1 visa, things go well. And after she gets to America, gets the visa or whatever, then we'll go from there to have kids and stuff and everything. So that sounded good. That sounded cute. That was cute and everything. So now like Rick and Trisha are going back to their vacation destination or whatever and everything. And they head to the airport. They get to the airport and their flights got delayed. Their flight got delayed an hour twice. While waiting, Rick's on his phone and everything, and Trisha's asking him, do you love me? Do you love me? And Rick says, yes. Why? And then Rick was also like doing some shady stuff on his phone right by her. Trish takes his phone, goes through his phone, and guess what? Freaking Rick was texting his Colombian ex. She hit him up just a couple days before while he was visiting the parents, like saying that you didn't love me, I miss you, this and that. And then Rick is going to respond, I did love you, some of the best moments of my life were with you and stuff. Trish is pissed when she saw that, and I'm just like, Rick, come on, like like come on. So Trish is mad. She storms off. She goes and locks herself in the bathroom. Says she don't want nothing to do with Rick. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Now, judging by the preview, she like, you're gonna tell her that you're gonna block her now. You're gonna tell her you're with me because you're mine and everything. And now she's actually like trying to claim her territory. Like Trish, you don't even need to do that. Just end it with Rick. You don't need to claim your territory. Just end it. Seriously, just end it because he ain't worth it. Sorry. So yeah, some people just will never learn. Never learn. I'm sorry. They just will never learn. So yeah, that was Rick and Trish, and that was basically it, you guys. Yeah, we did not see. Obviously, we're not going to see Emma and Zia no more, and we didn't see Aviva and Stick. We'll see Aviva and Stick next week. Okay, we just finished this episode. Now we got 2 more episodes left before the tell-all. Yeah, it's supposed to be good. Yeah, everybody's going to be wrapping up their trips and heading back. The only thing I'm looking forward to next week is obviously Javon and Annalyn's wedding or ceremony or whatever, their vow renewal ceremony or whatever. So hopefully it's a happy ending to a season. I tell you what, guys, this has been my favorite season in 90 Day. This has been my favorite season. And as y'all know, I got to talk to a few castmates this season. I feel like I have a bond with this season's cast and everything, and I hope that continues in the future. Like, and that's big for the Nathan Tim 2 page as our channel continues to grow and everything. So I think to the people who I have talked to, thank you guys so much for you guys' support and chatting with me throughout the season. I gotten close to some and everything, and I hope we all can continue talking. And once this is all said and done, we can wrap on. We can start talking about other future castmates that are coming, because we got 90 Day Fiancé season 12 coming with all new couples and everything. So all new hot messes expresses on that. So I can't wait. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll be back on tomorrow and Tuesday to recap the single life. And yeah, so thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.